This Week in Connecticut with Dennis House starts now.
Welcome to This Week in Connecticut. Greetings, everyone. I'm Dennis House. The situation in Ukraine is growing worse as the Russians bear down on that country. In a moment, we talk to a couple riding out the invasion in Ukraine. Plus, Ukrainians and Russians here in Connecticut weigh in on the conflict. And I talked to two more Republicans who say it is time to break Democratic control over Connecticut. Also, the capital city comeback, how a new program is breathing new life into Hartford.
Please stop the war. Please stop the war. Stop Putin. Stop Russia.
If Russia stops fighting, it's the end of the war. If Ukraine stops fighting, it's the end of Ukraine.
We are in fear. We are scary here because they are bombing civilians.
I have always felt a calling to give back and to serve my country. I was nominated by President Trump to be an ambassador.
Some Democrats and some independents will say that Richard Blumenthal has served this state well. What's your response to that?
America is in peril. Everywhere we look, we have chaos around us.
You have to go door to door all around the 4th District asking people basically to fire their Congressman Jim Himes. What's the argument that he should be replaced?
More and more people are recognizing all that is Hartford.
First up on This Week, the lead. The crisis in Ukraine continues while Russia continues to bear down on the country. Vladimir Putin and his nation have essentially become cut off from the Western world. 1 million Ukrainian refugees have fled their homes as soldiers pillage their communities. The U.S. has issued new sanctions against Russian oligarchs and President Putin himself. They also cannot travel into the U.S. anymore. A growing list of Western companies is cutting ties with Russia, including Apple, Nike, General Motors, our parent company Disney, the National Hockey League, and TikTok.
The severe economic sanctions on Putin and all those folks around him, choking off access to technology as well as cutting off access to the global financial system. It's had a profound impact already.
Though this is meant to punish the most powerful people in Russia, it's impacting its people too. 150,000 Russian tourists abroad are now stranded. Their flights canceled and their cards are not being accepted. Several years ago, I met two people from Ukraine while they were spending summers working here in New England. They join us now from their homeland in Ukraine. Mariana Livnuk is in the town of Lviv, and Viktor Kochakov is in Brody. Victor and Mariana, thanks so much for being with us here today.
Thank you.
First of all, I'll begin with you, Mariana. You're outside. What is your situation there?
So now it's quiet. Like, we don't have any bombs. We don't have anything like that. We just have the sirens sometimes. But we have a lot of people here because we are hosting people from other regions.
So are the Russians in Lviv right now?
No.
Not yet. Okay. And Victor, are they in Brody yet?
No, there are no Russians here yet, and hope they won't be here.
So what is your situation like right now? You're a young man. Do you have to serve in the military there?
Yeah, I mean, we cannot leave the country for now. Like the man from 18 to 60 years old, and only women and kids can leave the country here because, as you know, it's really dangerous to be here, and it's really scary right now over here.
Yeah, Victor, are you ready to fight the Russians if they come to Brody?
Well, I will have not other choice, but because as we can see, it's the Russians came here to get all our territory, our country. So there is no other way just to fight.
Victor, when you walk the streets of Brody, do you feel safe?
I mean, yeah, it is safe here right now for the moment.
Both of you are trying to raise money to help the soldiers in Ukraine. What kind of things do the soldiers need?
So the first of all, it's those like thermal imaging things, so you can see like that transport and people like at night, so you can recognize them from a long distance, from the far away. Yeah, and even like a small things like a tent, some like warm clothes, because today it just started to snow, and we still we buy some food, we send it to Kiev, to other cities, but we buy some drones if it's possible, but all those things are very expensive and it's hard to get them here in Ukraine. So we are looking for this kind of stuff to get in different countries, for example, like from Poland, from Bulgaria, and Germany. Doesn't matter.
What kind of things are you and your friends and other citizens doing for the soldiers of Ukraine?
We are helping to do something like Molotov cocktails. I don't know if you know what is that at all. Just to help to, and this thing is just we're sending it to the hotspots. We are doing the tents. We're doing everything that in our power to do. So first of all, we're like connecting people from people. So we have a lot of friends abroad, which are living in Poland, which are living in the UK, everywhere. They bring in food to the border.
What are people saying over there about Vladimir Putin? Mariana, you want to start?
You say just the direction where he needs to go.
We don't even want to talk about him. He's just he does not deserve a single word to be talked about him.
Is there any message you have for Americans today, the people in Connecticut?
Well, it's not only to people in Connecticut. It's to the whole. It's a message to the whole world that we are still waiting for some actions. We actually need help. We are actually, we are in fear. We are scary here because they are bombing civilians every day, every hour. People are dying here, and this has to be stopped by someone.
We really want to stop everything. It cannot be like that. It's 2022. It's not fair. It's not fair to have this life.
Mariana Livniuk and Viktor Kochakov, we thank you so much for being with us here today, and stay safe, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Slava Ukraini.
There is a sizable Ukrainian and Russian population here in Connecticut, many of whom came here when communism in the Soviet Union collapsed more than 30 years ago. The ones I spoke with are against war, but they do not want people here to be anti-Russian either. Here at Europe Grocery in West Hartford, a steady stream of customers comes in to buy such favorites like Ukrainian buckwheat.
You just eat it plain?
Russian tomatoes, or sweet candies, nostalgic memories of their childhood.
Is it chocolate? Is it fruit?
It's very delicious.
This shop is the place to go for culinary treats from Eastern Europe, Ukraine, Russia, Georgia, Belarus, Poland, and other countries. Most of the customers who come in here emigrated from that part of the world, including the owner who grew up in Moscow.
So Georgia's another former Soviet republic.
Yeah, this is just like, that's Georgia. We have a lot of stuff from Georgia.
The customers I spoke with were all concerned about the invasion of Ukraine and the actions of Russia.
Please stop the war. Please stop the war. Stop Putin. Stop Russia.
Andrei Kapish is a native of Ukraine. How difficult is it to watch the news and see what is happening there?
Oh, very difficult. I can watch. I watch news from Ukraine. From Ukraine. I watch news all day long. Because I worry about it. I worry.
You're fighting back tears. Kapish wants President Biden to do something. He's worried his homeland will be destroyed by a country he remembers as the Soviet Union. This is hard.
Yes, it's very hard. It's true, it's very hard. But Russia started war. We hate Russia. We all people around the world, we have to stop Russia. It's bad country. It was always bad country. Remember. Don't believe them. Don't believe them. It's better if people destroyed Russia, because it's deserve it.
Later, breathing new life into your capital city, how a new program aims to revitalize Hartford. And later, Republican candidates for the U.S. Senate and Congress are lining up to face off against Democratic incumbents. We'll talk to two more candidates when This Week in Connecticut returns.